I've been pulling the whole who's taller with my grandsons and found out I was the shortest.
Well, we knew that already.
Well, I didn't realize that little Mr. Heath, my baby, was going to be taller than me.
Well, that's what happens, I guess.
So, July 3rd, right?
Yes. Second day of Shop Hop.
Yes. And it was nice to see some people yesterday that we haven't seen for a while. And this is a month when we typically get to see lots of people we haven't seen for a while. Mm-hmm. So we look forward to seeing you come through. There's, we remind you that there's also an extra door prize that you can sign up for, like that you can put your name in for a ballot. And it's not dependent on the amount of stores you visit. It's an opportunity to win an ironing station from Eddie Crest Furniture, which is very nice. So we have a ballot box right beside the till. So after you pick up your block, you can do that. So, lots of fun.
That's right. That's what's been happening.
So July 2nd. So I hope everybody had a nice Canada Day.
It was. It was a perfect day, I thought. The weather wasn't too hot. You could wear your pants if you wanted, a sweatshirt, or, sit in the sun and be warm.
And I think you both said you saw fireworks.
Yes, we both saw fireworks.
Excellent. So I think that there were some good activities out there, pancake breakfasts, and I think some communities had parades, and we had an opportunity to celebrate our patriotism. Mm-hmm. And tomorrow our U.S. friends get to celebrate patriotism in the States.
That's right.
With the 4th. So, yeah, it's a big week for lots of people. Lots of people traveling.
Kind of kicks off summer, right? It almost feels like it does.
Yeah, it does. So if you haven't picked up your passport, know that we have them in the store. You can get them.
You can start at our store.
Sure.
And keep trucking.
And so with the 13 shops, you can win a grand prize. Second prize is 13 shops. And then the third prize is 9 shops. So you don't have to get to all of them to be able to qualify for some great prizes. Okay.
So to qualify for a great prize from us, you just make a comment. So the first prize will be a squidge ruler. It's a 22.5-inch degree. 22.5. That sounded weird. I also have a little farm fresh panel that you could turn into something. If I can open it. The berries, it's berry season.
And pies, yum pies.
Probably been making jams. And then I have 6 little summer fat quarters. Greens, grays, a little bit of yellow. So make a comment, and then at the end, we will draw.
Oh, there's so many people joining us already. So nice to see you all.
Right.
Now, let's see here. Where shall we start?
Should we take care of this?
Yeah, let's do that.
So there's a few new classes up on our website. And the only one that I really, want to mention... Oh, I want to say that there's an extra free motion class up. Not just August 13th. There's also August 20th because they've both been filling up. I think there's 5 people in each. And then this is one that I just added last night. This is using a panel, creating art using a panel.
And this is so neat because, like you can see, this has all been added. And then all of these leaves, and it was like cutting down. Like, let me show you this.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe we should show the original panel so they get the idea.
Let's do this. And I mean, it doesn't have to be this panel. It could
be any panel.
And see, this was the panel. And this is what Gladys did with it. By cutting out pieces from the fabric and doing some thread painting and showing you how to put that on and make a work of art out of a panel. So this class is coming up.
Where did I write it? Wednesday, August 7th.
Okay.
From 9:30 to 3:30. So any panel would work. You just kind of look at it with fresh eyes and make something different out of it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of opportunities there to do something really interesting, like really artsy, and to learn how to do that in this class. Because you may have something in your stash that you just go, wow, that would be, I don't want to make a whole quilt out of that. Or you could do something like that, nice art piece, and make it the center of your quilt and just make it so that it's, totally different.
Just build around it, like just do some improv or something.
Absolutely.
So just take notice, go on our website. Everything's updated there. If you have any questions, you can always email or call.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you want to go over the other classes that you have there?
Wednesday, July 17th is the Foxtail Crossbody Sling Bag. Friday, July 19th is Flowers with the Quick Curve Ruler. And Tuesday, July 23rd is the Cat's Meow Technique. That was one that Louise did a few weeks back.
And people wanted to, we had more that wanted to take it.
Wednesday, July 24th is the Lone Star Technique. And then, as I mentioned, Wednesday, August 7th is that art panel. And then Saturday, August 10th is the Tuesday Tote with Bonnie. And then August 13th and 20th, Free Motion.
And we still have something else.
Some other things, yeah.
That we're going to be adding. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. Yeah, we have these things to go through. You know, I did want to say, yesterday I attended the funeral of a very dear friend that many of you will have known, Mary LePage. And I think I have a picture here of Mary. And this is when she visited us February 14th. And there she is with her granddaughter, Jocelyn, who is pregnant, and her daughter, Patty. And her little grandson, Benjamin, was born 10 days before she passed last week. And Mary has been a prolific quilter, but she has been very involved in the community. And she's been one of those very generous people who has always volunteered for so many different organizations. And she was lots of fun because she used to go on those Casino-Rama gambling trips, and she was always doing something fun and interesting, and she was just always so cheery. And she had a trailer down by the lake, down by Long Point, and she had a whole circle of friends there, and she could go anywhere in the world and know somebody. She was one of those people that she always would know somebody that you knew. Just an amazing, amazing, wonderful woman.
She was.
So we will certainly miss her. So any of you who knew her, I just wanted to acknowledge the passing of a very dear friend. Mm-hmm. And then we were blessed this weekend because we had Nicole and our grandsons came to visit, and I have a picture here. And my grandsons are now 12 and 14, and the youngest one on the right, Heath, is now taller than me. And so there's Nicole and John and Heath. And our little boys are certainly growing up because John will be going into grade 10 and Heath going into grade 8. We had a great visit with them, and they got to go zip lining, and they got to visit with some of their friends. And our pool was alive the way it should be.
Swimming.
Because they had friends over, and there was just splashing and laughing and water guns going off and just Marco Polo and all kinds of things. And then they had a fire and just a nice visit. And I said, I miss these days that were like this, all summer long. Mm-hmm. So that was quite wonderful to have them. And then they left Monday morning to head back. And I know they're back home safely. So
that's good.
That is good. So that's the first time we've had them in 3 years. So that was a long time. But that's why we go to Tennessee as often as we can.
Of course.
Yeah. So let's see here. Okay. Shall we go through? Do you want to go through rulers first? Okay. Yeah, because I thought, let's grab that panel.
Which panel?
The panel there, because do we have one that's open that we can show them? One of these rulers?
I forgot it upstairs.
That's okay. We can
just do the sizes.
Okay.
So this is a 2.5 by 18 inch. So these are the Quilter Select, and you'll notice that they're not clear. They've got more of a yellow tinge, and that's because they have like a grip so that they don't move when they're on your mat.
And they're not really yellow. It's just kind of it's a tint. Because I know the really bright yellow ones, I have trouble with my eyes seeing through them. But it's a tint. But these things don't slide on your fabric.
Okay, so there's the 2.5 by 18, which is $47.60. This is 3 by 18 inches, $51.99. We have a bunch more sizes. That's why we decided to show them since we last talked about them.
Yeah, they have been really popular.
This one's 2.5 by 12, $33.50. There's a 1.5 by 12. Sometimes we want some smaller rulers. It's $22.50. There's a 6.5 by 6.5, which is $37.99. Oh, here, let's do this little one. 5 by 5. So if you want to cut your own little charm squares, $27.99. And we do usually have the little Caterpillar ruler grips. We're still waiting for a shipment.
I think if they were in this order or not.
Then there's 8.5 by 12. It's $58.99. And 6 by 6, $33.60.
Did we put these on our website?
There, not all of them, but some of them are. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, certainly people can call. Yeah.
6 by 12. Then there's also a 60-degree triangle ruler, and that one's $50. Then there's this one that we use a lot, 6 inches by 24. This is one that we use in the store, $78.50.
Yeah, because this is on our cutting table all the time. Yeah, that's what the girls love to cut with.
12 by 12, $68.60.
They're really a good investment. They're not cheap, but they're a very good investment.
And then 8.5 by 24 is $106.50.
Good
And
job.
we do want to say that we have Quilter Select mats, cutting mats. 12 by 18 is $36.50.
So that's this one, right?
Yes.
Because I think
So
Tracy
that's us.
Connick's chauffeur was just asking how much that was.
And then
And this is a really good mat. It's reversible. So like sometimes people like to have the light or the dark fabrics, but it's next to the Martelli. I would say this is the next best on the market.
Okay.
Would you not agree?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So we've been very pleased with the quality of these mats.
So then we also have 18 inches by 24, which is $51.99. 24 by 36, which is probably a standard table size, $110.59. And then if you want the really big one like we have on our cutting table, 36 inches by 60 inches is $350.
Actually, that's a little bit bigger than the one our Martelli mat.
like 2 inches.
Well, because I think our other one is like 30 by 58, and this was 36 by 60. It's wider.
Okay.
Yeah, they're great mats. So just know that we even have those great big mats, and the great big ones we keep downstairs. We just don't want them to buckle, so they just take up a lot of space.
They do. So just ask for them if you're interested. And then we also received a bunch of precuts. Very fun, summery ones. This is Flora by Riley Blake. There's 10-inch squares and the 5-inch squares, as well as the jelly roll.
And
A fat quarter bundle.
look at that.
Okay, so the fat quarter bundle has how many?
21
fat quarters for $89.99. The jelly roll is $59.99. The little charm pack is $18, and the layer cake is $60.99.
So really pretty colors. And I think you can maybe even fan through some of these. Very nice
Very
and
summery.
summery. Yeah, nice.
I know Arlene went home with it that day. Did you buy the jelly roll?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's her favorite, the jelly roll. So we'll see what she makes. So that's that little line. And then there's Blossom Lane, also by Riley Blake. And I think this is a very pretty colorway with the peaches and the teals, and there's some mauve. And so is there just a layer cake for this one?
I think so.
Okay, so this one's $60.99.
And if you turn it over, they might be able to see some of the other colors in here. It's a very pretty line also.
Okay.
And this one is, the Spring Barn quilts. There's some pretty ones in there.
So that's just a fat quarter bundle. And there's 18 in this one. So just, there's some chickens on one of the prints, little windmills, quilt box. So it's just a good firm one.
And how much was that one? I don't think we
$77.99.
Okay.
Then I have Let It Bloom, also by Riley Blake, a layer cake.
And the designer is
Little Forest Atelier. Don't know.
and there's some pretty ones in here. Just there's some muted colors in with some bright colors.
Some birds, and that one's also $60.99.
And then there's this pretty charm square, Sweet Sunshine and Sweet Tea.
And so it would be 18. Some grays and teals, yellows, kind of oranges. Yeah.
And this one has such a pretty name, Dancing Daisies. Dancing Daisies.
So it has more there's like a forest green. It probably looks black on your screen. Kind of a mauve grays. It's more of an earthy tone, not like we usually think daisies with white and yellow and blue. And then there's the jelly roll, which is $59.99.
Really pretty. Very
So
different.
Some different color options.
I forget who the designer is on that. Maybe you could take a peek.
Casey Cometti.
Okay.
And so there's 21 fat quarters in the little bundle for $89.99.
I'm just going to do a little sweep here because, you know, the little fuzzies. And, okay, let's do these, sure.
And then I have 2 widebacks. This is also a very summery print.
This is pink. This one I think is a Riley Blake. This one is, I believe this one's a Lori Holt. And it's $30 a yard. Nice print.
So that's a wideback. And I also have a Christmas wideback because some of you are thinking about your Christmas sewing. Oh, that's, yeah. And this one's $30 a yard. Also by Riley Blake, Peace on Earth.
Carry, carry, carry. Oh no, I just didn't want the fluff on the next ones. You know how that little bit of fluff goes. We always have a Swifter handy, don't we, Tam?
We do. We have lots of fluff.
Do we want to do show and tell?
Sure. Okay.
Look at this one.
So this is Anne. She came in on Saturday and she made this memory quilt for, I forget who in her family, but it's home and it was really big. She put a lot of work into it.
Very effective, isn't it? Like it's quite different. And
there's a story with everything,
yeah.
like in it. Yeah, so there's a reason why she picked it.
There's our Leanne.
And she said she finally finished her pillow.
So she's tackling UFOs. Mm-hmm. And you know, how sweet is it that a 20-year-old has UFOs and she's tackling them and getting them done?
She's working hard.
Our little nurse Leanne. And Alice. This is beautiful, Alice. Look at that. I missed it when she was in. That's a Storm at Sea.
And it has a story as well. Help me out, Arlene.
It's going out east, and she named it after the hurricane 2 years ago, because she was visiting during that hurricane, or something like that.
And so there's a tartan in there, and then somebody's Irish.
Yeah. So there's green in there. Yeah. There's a lot of meaning in this quilt.
Yes.
How
it turned out beautiful. Yeah, very beautiful. Great job, Alice.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, Storm at Seas.
Well, I asked her, how was it? She goes, not too bad once I figured out how to do it. That's how it always goes, right?
It is.
So we appreciate her bringing that in.
And maybe we'll talk about the quilt behind us.
Okay,
I know I have some fabric to show too.
So this is a Christmas classic quilt. It's 56 by 67. So it'd be a nice little lap for in your home at Christmas time.
And we have jelly rolls in this line.
I think we've showed them before,
yeah.
But that's one of them, yeah.
And using your 90-degree triangle ruler, you can easily put this together. And it just has such a retro feel. And look they picked these lovely Santas for the back.
The Santa faces.
Yeah, the Santa faces. So it has quite a nice retro feel. This reminds me of some of the colors when I was a kid at Christmas. So you could certainly change up the border. We were happy with this one, but you could certainly put a different one on yours.
So if you wanted this kitted, this exact one, it would be $100 for the kit. Just to give you an idea.
Then we have some very pretty summery fabrics. And this is from a line of Jason Enter. It's called Garden of Dreams 2. And we can show you some of these fabrics. They are $16 a yard. Maybe you want to undo this one just a little bit because I think there's some that coordinate with that. So pretty.
Nice little, some more.
Nice little delicate flowers. And look at this. Very pretty. And then here it is in blue. Look at that nice periwinkle blue, but you could still, in a quilt, mix them. And then look at that with the blues and greens. I just think this is a lovely one. Just has lots of possibilities. And then we could slip into some more greens. So summery, aren't they?
They're
Just lovely, lovely, lovely. And then we have a darker green. And we have one with some pretty yellows. What I like is that the prints aren't overpowering, so you could really do something really pretty and bring all these together. And then we have just another shade of green.
We're building a tower.
We are. And look at that kind of peachy. Let me just see if we can get that in there.
Yeah, so there's lots of color combinations. Yeah, Tracy.
We put this on something yesterday. What was it? And it was stunning. Was it a border or a binding? Something. Anyway. And then there's just a light cream that matches all of that. So these are all 16 a yard, Jason Yenter. So this is in the beginning, just beautiful quality fabric. And it's on the shelf and ready to go. I think we're allowed to say the theme of the shop hop this year, aren't
Well,
we?
it says it on the page.
Anyway, it's Christmas in July. So you'll have to come check out our Christmas tree that Arlene designed. And her and Tami have been busy at different displays, and I think the store looks just great. So, is it time for door prizes?
I think so.
So just a reminder, so today is the 3rd, so next week we invite you to tune in because we have Lisa Dawson coming. She is a fabric designer, and she also designs other things, different other media. She's an artist, and she is from the UK and will be in Canada visiting her niece, Bonnie, and her and Bonnie will be here, and she'll be talking about her fabric lines, and you have seen some of them, and we will have more on order. So we're very excited to have our special guest next week. So be sure to tune in and tell your friends.
All right.
Oh, we can't show you. We're not allowed to show you a peek of our block. But
For the July shop hops.
yeah, we can't for the July shop. Huh? It's not allowed in the rules.
So you have to come see us.
Oh, and you know what I forgot to say? With that beautiful line that we just showed you, the Garden of Dreams, there are 26. There's a strip roll with 26 strips out of that line for $29.99. So, like 2 of them, because typically you would get 20, or maybe, you would get 20, maybe 22, but this is 26. So 2 would give you 52, which would make a good size quilt. So we have a lot of these little rolls to complement that line. I almost forgot.
Okay.
I would have been sad.
Let's do the ruler first.
Beverly Ann.
Beverly Ann, congratulations.
We'll do the canning panel.
Marlene Reynolds.
And
Congratulations, Marlene.
back quarters.
Rosemary Jansen.
Congratulations, Rosemary. So let us know if you'll stop in and pick it up, or we can mail it to you. Right.
So fun awaits you. It's beautiful summertime. Time to get out for some road trips and come and visit your friends. We have the store is beautifully air conditioned.
It is.
So
Start your cars.
And we look forward to seeing you. And thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning. We're always quite delighted and humbled to see how many of you do join us when we look at a whole week overview. It's just absolutely amazing.
So enjoy your day. Do something fun and stay cool.
Absolutely.